Hi there, how are you? If you are new here, welcome to my channel on YouTube. If you have watched my videos before, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so that you get notified next time a new video comes out. Alright, in my previous video, we talked about how to set up Prometheus, Node Exporter and Grafana and how to create a graph format. In case you missed it, I'll make it available either here or here. So we have all this data in Prometheus and we have all these beautiful graphs. But we don't want to keep watching graphs throughout the day, do we? We actually just want to get notified in case some of our services or systems are degraded. In this video, we will talk about Prometheus Alert Manager and its key features, components in its configuration, setting up Alert Manager and integrating it with modern receivers like Slack and Pagerduty. Let's look at the key features here. Alert Manager can ingest alerts from Prometheus and lately Loki as well. There is a specific format of alerts that it supports, and as long as you follow that, you can send alerts from any source. We can group and dedupe alerts from multiple Prometheus or Loki sources. Alert Manager can silence, throttle or inhibit based on matches that we configure. We can set up two Alert Managers as a highly available pair. Any of the monitoring tools that you see out there, they're all built together with their alerting tool. Prometheus and Alert Manager have been built out separately so that their development is faster. Alright, I'm sure you're eagerly waiting for the demo, so let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with the docker run command with the specific version. Alright, looks like it's running. Then let's go to the UI and localhost :9093, which is for Alert Manager. The UI for the Alert Manager is pretty simple. You have the alert section, you can create silences. In the status, you can see the configs for the specific Alert Manager. At the moment, it's just a default config. Let's create a config for the Alert Manager. As you can see, there are two sections. One is the route and the other one is the receiver. The route can have multiple receivers based on matches. For example, if you can see, there's team coffee and there's team tea. Receivers are basically destinations for your alerts. For example, you can specify Pagerduty or Slack configs for your receivers. Alright, let's map this config to the Alert Manager Docker container. This error is expected as we haven't actually stopped the existing container. So let's do that, stop and then remove. We can now run the container again. Let's jump onto the UI now. As you can see, the status says settling, which actually shows the status in case there is a HA pair. At the moment, there's no HA pair, so it should come up once you do another refresh. This shows you the custom configuration that we mapped to it with the team coffee label as well as the team tea label. Alright, so let's start with adding the alerts. Let's create a couple of folders for rules and targets. After that, we'll create a sample alert. Just checking for memory exhaustion. It's just a sample alert, so it will just alert as soon as it hits that value. And then under the targets, we're just gonna add Alert Manager as a target. This will be used by Prometheus to discover Alert Manager. Alright, so after this, I'm gonna open up Prometheus config file. These are the two config sections that I added. One is to discover the Alert Manager and the other one is to pick up any rule files that we added the rules folder. Once we do that, let's start running the docker run command for Prometheus. Mapping the configs, also adding the Alert Manager targets and rules directory so that it's available for Prometheus. We'll also specify the version and then config file. We'll also allow reloading the configs using a curl command. And then let's run the node exporter as well at 9100. Now if you go look at alerts in under Prometheus, you'll see there's the one alert. You can actually hit the expression and notice that it just does a PromQL query in case you want to set up for production. This is like a good GitHub repo which has all different kinds of alerts. There's basic monitoring stuff, there's databases, reverse proxies, load balancers, different runtimes. There's also like storage backends as well as other components of monitoring like Thanos and whatnot. Let's go back, and if you notice, there is an alert firing already for host out of memory. Now if you go to localhost 9093, you will see that alert shows up in Alertmanager. Let's start with configuring receivers. We can test out with Slack and Pagerduty. As a part of this, you can create a Pagerduty account. It is free. There's like a 14-day trial for the pro version, but the basic version is free. Let's create a new service. This basically maps different teams. So I'm going to create one called coffee. And then you get an option to create an escalation policy. I'm just going to go with the default option here. And then select Prometheus. This will create an integration key which will be used under the Alertmanager config. Let's open up the Alertmanager config and then add the integration key. We will add it under the coffee team receiver so that the alerts for the coffee team get triggered in Pagerduty. Once that is done, let's restart the Docker container for Alertmanager so that the config gets applied. This should now trigger a Pagerduty alert. Let's check my phone, and I think we should receive an alert by now already.
Pagerduty alert. You have one triggered incident on coffee.
This is definitely not the sounds you want to hear in the middle of the night, but that's part and parcel of being on call. Okay, so for Slack, the prerequisite is to have a Slack account as well as a Slack workspace. You can set up your own workspace for testing, or you can ask your Slack admin to provide a webhook. Each webhook is actually linked to a Slack channel. Here we'll create a Slack app. We can name it whatever we want. I'm naming it Prometheus. You can specify which workspace you want to install the app in. After that, you just click on incoming webhooks. Go ahead and activate that. And then if you go at the bottom, you'll find add a new webhook. That will ask you which channel it wants to post to. Once you select the channel, you can hit allow. Once you have a webhook, you can paste it in the Alertmanager config. You can paste it under the Slack_config for the API URL. Once that is done, go ahead and restart the Docker container so that it gets the new config. Okay, so we'll just quickly check if it shows up in the Alertmanager UI. There you go. Now let's jump onto the Slack channel. Alright, so the alert is already firing and it's been posted by the Prometheus Slack app. Thank you for watching this video, and if you do like my content, smash that like or subscribe button and let me know in the comment section below. See you in the next video.